The truth.
What's going on, everyone? This is Teqnik. Welcome back to another episode of Escape from Tarkov. This edition is going to be called Real Talk. So once a week, I think we're going to be having a video like this where I pretty much sit down and talk about the game and talk about pretty much everything that's been going on, whether it's like updates or, you know, the negatives and the positives of the game. But today I have a topic in mind that a lot of people have been having issues with, and people have actually stopped playing the game altogether, and that is gear fear. Now, me myself, I've had this problem for a very long time. I've had issues where I've been afraid to go and play the game, or I've just been completely devalued of coming back on because I've been dying the past day or so, where, you know, I've put 5 or 6 hours into the game and I've lost millions and millions of rubles. But the game has actually taken quite a 180, shall I say. It's taken such a quick turn that it's actually become so much easier to farm for items, to gain money, to gain, you know, all kinds of rewards that will help you develop in the game as a player and as a Tarkov player, most importantly. Now, before I get into it too much, I just want to introduce this game to people who have been watching this for the first time and actually want to get involved into this game. Now, this game, Escape from Tarkov, is a hardcore FPS. It's a shooter where pretty much you have like a virtual stash, and from that virtual stash you can put all the items that you found from all your raids into there and you can't lose it. Now, from that virtual stash, you can actually obtain all the items that you've earned and put them into your loadout. So your guns and your armor and your meds and all that kind of good stuff. And then from then on, you prep yourself and then you go out into a raid and you fight for survival pretty much. So the basic steps to Escape from Tarkov is to gear yourself up, go out into a raid, survive, get some XP by killing AIs such as scavengers or player scavs, NPMCs, finding good loot in those maps, and extracting. Now, people have had huge issues with doing that right now because people just don't see the motivation, I guess. They don't have the motivation to continue in because they've died so many times and they're not getting good enough. But rather than looking at it in that way, we should start as players to look at it from another perspective of maybe we're just not skilled enough in a sense of this game. Maybe we don't know enough about the game, or we haven't experienced it enough to actually be good. Now, me myself, when I first got into the game, it was 6 to 8 months down the track of it being an alpha. So I was actually quite late in because there was already a big, I guess you could say, community within Tarkov where people played it a lot, they talked about it a lot, they posted a lot of things about it a lot, you know, the good raids and the bad raids. Some people stuck with that and some people actually left. Now, in no way have I found one person come up to me and say, Teqnik, the only reason why I don't play this game is because I find it boring. I've never heard of that ever. And I think the reason as to why is because this game is one of the most adrenaline-based games out there. You go in and you're afraid from the first second to the last second when you're extracting, and you know you're going to get out, but you just don't know if someone's going to pop out at any corner waiting for you. Pretty much now that you understand, or you have a basic structure of what the game is like, we can get into gear fear. Number one rule that I've taught myself as well over time, because I was pretty afraid to go in and losing my gear, is to actually stop worrying about how important you think it is to you. I feel like in a sense, people that hoard in Tarkov are either people who play long hours every day and, you know, want to keep some things so they don't have to actually keep spending money if they do start dying a lot, or it's just people that just don't want to use it and they want to use their stash as more of a museum. The bad thing is at the moment for your stash that the only people that see it is yourself. Now, I know in the next patch, they're going to be introducing hideouts. So, and apparently from what I've seen in the forums, that they're actually letting people, other players come into your hideout so you can actually show it off. Even then, I don't really see it as any point of you doing that. But hey, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, you got to do you. You also need to gain from having the gear. People are actually more afraid of going out into raids with the best tier gear out there. So say if you had a forward armor, you had a fast MT, and you had an RSAS. and you were geared out with an alpha rig, you had a tri-zip on, you know, you had all these great meds, you know, morphines and IFAKs and everything of those sorts, people are actually very afraid to go out there. Go out there and have that PvP and try and gain something from it. So basically what I'm trying to say is gear should give you confidence. The gear should make you more aware and feel powerful, not weak. It shouldn't make you think about how scared you are. It should make you feel confident as fuck and go out there and say, I don't think anybody's going to be able to beat me. You need to be able to also make your nerves into fuel for the game, rather than being scared of everything around corners. Every single corner you turn around and you're going to think there's a player, and you're going to sit there and you're going to camp for 10 to 15 minutes, which is cool, but after a little while it starts to become a little bit too much. Positivity after dying is key. For me personally, after I die, I yell a lot, I scream a lot. I'm that type of person. I'm very vocal, but as I'm yelling, I'm reloading myself up. I'm going back out there because I want to prove myself wrong. Now, a lot of people have told me that during their days of Tarkov, when they die, they say, I'm not good enough, I'm going to stop this game and I'm going to go back to whatever else I was playing. I mean, you can do that, or you can grow a pair of cojones and say to yourself, no, this is not what's going to happen. I'm going to re-gear myself up and I'm going to go right back out there and I'm going to prove myself that I'm good at this game. Last point I want to make, actually, which is one of the biggest points in gear fear, is to actually know the game. Learn the game. Learn the maps. Learn what you're about to do. Learn the spawns of the maps. Get into factory. Play with some AI. Get into that game 500 times and realize that those 500 times you're going to spawn in 6 different places. So realize that when you spawn there, who's going to spawn around you. Those are the kind of things that you should be able to get used to and to actually get better at the game. I myself, for a very long while, maybe a month or two into playing the game, actually made some critical thoughts to myself and said that I might not ever be able to kill a PMC player. That I won't be able to bring out big gear anymore, because as soon as I do, somebody with minimal gear is going to be able to kill me because I don't have what it takes in this game to beat them. But that turned out to be very, very wrong, because I followed those steps and I said to myself, well, I'm just going to go out there with this heavy ass gear and I'm going to have some fun. And I did. And I started getting kills after kills after kills. So that's pretty much it. Go out there with confidence. Make yourself known in the Tarkov play area by making yourself a great asset of the game. Another important thing that I can add to all of this is to find somebody to play with. A lot of people in this game don't actually have other friends or relatives that play this game. So it's very good to enter communities, you know, in Discord. There are a lot of great YouTubers and Twitch streamers out there that have made some great communities. One of my favorites being Smoke's community. He's a Twitch streamer and he can stream up to maybe 12 hours a day sometimes. Like the guy's incredible. Much respect to him, and a big shout out to him as well. He has a great community on Discord, and I've met a lot of people on there that I play with, and I've actually learned a lot of things. And they have also, especially people who are around your level. It's always good to have that kind of support playing with you, having those duos to learn a lot of things about the game. I have myself, so I can definitely vouch for that. Having that mentality as a duo can actually boost your confidence up and your skills a lot in the game. Sometimes it's more mental than it is skill based in this game, where you go into a raid and you're fully geared, you have the absolute advantage over mostly anyone in the lobby, but you're still afraid to make that extra step. And that can sometimes be vital, because people out there that have been used to being a solo for so long have now adapted into that, and you now have the disadvantage. So having that extra person actually teaches you how to become a greater player in Escape from Tarkov, because it can be such a demanding game when it comes to both mentality and skill from yourself. So at the end of the day, we've all had deaths. I can tell you that I have myself lost a lot of gear in the past, whether it's trying to make content or playing off recording or off stream. But at the end of the day, it's the experience that keeps me going. It's that thrill of getting back into the raid and making that difference, you know, getting that sweet loot that we all so want. So you just have to keep up that motivation, keep up the thrill, and keep on playing Tarkov, and before you know it, you'll become way greater than you ever thought you'd be. That's it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like and subscribe. There'll be a lot of more things coming out of this sort. You know, maybe we'll have some more real talks if you guys are into it. Leave a comment down below, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video.
City, I'm the realest one that's reppin'. Oh my God, if I die, I'm a legend. When they lay me down to rest, I know I was always reppin'. Oh my God, my whole life, my words been my greatest weapon. I know I've been the coast's greatest blessing.